You remember a little while back I did a brake install, disc brakes, Empi, and I went through and one of my reasons for doing it was hopefully able to take care of a gear lube leak. Seemed like no matter what I did with the other ones, I couldn't really get them to completely seal. I was getting really good at it, and well, look at this. I filled the transmission or transaxle up, come back out the next morning to this. The other side's not so bad because I actually kind of cleaned it up and am experimenting with something, but yeah, I got to look into this. Oh boy, never ending. Okay, if you recall from the previous video, I decided to run these. These are something I had in the drawer. These are the original caps off the 56 axle tubes. And if you notice, there is a lip on this one. And there is not a lip on here. And when I had this installed and filled the transmission up, this leaked pretty good. It was mainly coming down from the back. And this one, I did my experiment is I took this off and put this one on, and it didn't leak as bad. And the reason I think that was is because of that lip on there. I am not touching the seal. If you recall, there's a little rubber O-ring and a bigger O-ring that comes with your axle seal kit. And yeah, I wasn't touching it at all with the one cap. The other cap, I think I was kind of touching it, but I'll show you here now my theory and why that other cap worked really good. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I think I'm in a boatload of work here. But here, let me show you. All right, we'll start with the original axle tubes that came in the car from 1956. There is a lip on here where this O-ring rides, and it's kind of small. I dug another set up. I have no idea what year these are, other than I'm pretty positive they are short. But yeah, check that lip out on that. I got some measuring to do, and then I got to decide what I'm going to come up with. I do need to get a picture of this and send it off to my friend Prescott. He's been helping me with this mess, picking his brain, and I've also been picking Bill's brain from B&D, seeing if they've got, apparently there's one more cap that's a little bit different size, but I need some measurements first and see. I think my first solution is going to be, once I measure the caliper bracket here, which is thicker than a backing plate. I should measure backing plate too, but I'm wondering if I can just put a bigger O-ring in there, something that's a little fatter. That'll be my first easy fix. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to put these in there. That means removing the whole transmission again. Why not, right? Why not? I know I do have one problem. One of these ears on the other one is broke. I don't know which one it is. I gotta take a look. Hopefully I can run 2 out of 3 bolts right. Okay, these are definitely different. I dug these out. I bought these to actually put on Hubert over there, but possibly, maybe, but he's gonna go on Simon instead. And you see the lip where this O-ring is? It's actually shared with the lip on the cap. But I guess Volkswagen decided that they wanted to only machine one thing with a lip on it. And I'll show you kind of what it's supposed to look like. I've always worked on Simon here, the 56 style, so I didn't really know what these look like. But when you put these caliper brackets on there, that lip almost goes through. So there's enough room on here just so the seal sticks out a tad. And what happens is with the proper caliper retainer, there's a chamfer on here, and that's where your seal comes from. I can't get that on this over here. I could possibly maybe take this and machine it down some more and make that lip bigger so it actually goes in and pushes on there, but why make extra work extra work either way. In order to install these, I've got to remove the transmission again. But I guess might as well do it right instead of making more work, more machine work. I don't guess either way, as long as it seals, it's right? But yeah, I'm gonna take the, I guess I'd call it maybe the harder way. Since I don't have a lathe, it's gonna be the easier way for me. If I had a lathe or access to a lathe, I could, so I could get this done quickly, I'd probably maybe try doing the other one really quickly. Or I was trying to double up some O-rings, or not double up, I was buy some different O-rings. This one was way too big. This one I could almost get in there, but I needed one in between this and the one that comes with your axle seal kits, and I might have been able to get it to work. But instead of doing the might have, maybe, would have, should have, could have, I'm just gonna change out the axle seals, or the axle tubes. So I better get to work. I was hoping to make a car show this weekend, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But I gotta get this car done so I can get some miles on them. The clutch disc I'm putting in, they recommend about 200 miles of just easy driving to get it broke in before you go hammering on it. So yeah, pushing that really quick. 6 Michigan miles will be here before I know it, and I'm going to be wanting to hammer on that clutch disc. Okay, I wanted to kind of point out, if you guys followed my last video on this quaif and how it locks that axle in there, you can see the slit right there. That is where the axle's got to go in and out. But since I've rotated it, generally got to have it in gear and kind of like hold the ring gear, or the, well, I guess that'd be the input shaft. And then you can usually rotate these, and that should not fall out of there, which is nice, knowing that my Falcon plates are in this right position. Then I just wanted to point that out real quickly. Well, hot, sweaty day, but the trans axle is back together with the updated axle tubes. Next is to reinstall it back in there and hope it's leak free. Yep, so now the plan is to put it back in there. I don't know how much longer I'm going to work out here today. It's 90 degrees out, and the humidity is like needing a knife to cut through it. So yeah, we'll get her down on the ground and in the back of the car, and come out and check in on it tomorrow and see if there's any oil on the ground. Hopefully not. Good news. It's been sitting in here for a couple days now. It's been so hot out here and humid. It's been so hard to work on things and other life situations. But yeah, no gear lube. Transaxle is full. I filled her up. I give a big shout out to my friends over here at Driven. This is their GP1 80-90 weight gear lube. That is what I'm running. So let's hope that it stays leak free. Now to get the engine in. Get to work, Clint. Yeah, so hopefully the next time you see me or see the video, we're actually driving the old Simon here. Got the engine over there out of the way, and as soon as the transmission's back in there, the engine's back in there. So yeah, keep cruising, keep shifting those gears, and always enjoy the ride. We'll talk to you later.